Minnesota officials are asking the Trump administration to block the repatriation of a dangerous, mentally ill convicted murderer from China.
The Minnesota Commissioner of Human Services spells out concerns in a letter sent to the Trump administration earlier this week. Commissioner Emily Piper wrote, "He has a documented history of mental illness, violent acts, and the stockpiling of weapons dating back to his time in the United States." Commissioner Piper told WCCO in the past 24 hours she has received assurances from the Trump administration that the man, who's an American citizen, will get a mental health evaluation, but he could still arrive in Minnesota as soon as Monday. Here's Esme Murphy.
The 4-page letter from the Minnesota Commissioner of Human Services asked the Trump administration to block the man, a U.S. citizen convicted of murder in China, from being allowed back into the U.S. and Minnesota. Former Ramsey County Attorney Tom Foley says a copy of the letter was dropped off at his home anonymously. Foley is running for Minnesota Attorney General.
I'm appalled that the Trump administration would try to release a mentally ill convicted murderer back on the streets of Minnesota.
Commissioner of Human Services Emily Piper, who wrote the letter, says the man who served a 15-year sentence in China for murder will get a mental health evaluation before entering the U.S., but that he could arrive here as soon as next week.
To the best of our knowledge, he may be coming on Monday.
Piper says if he does land at the airport Monday, law enforcement will be contacted.
If there is a public safety issue, know that we're engaged with law enforcement on this, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure people are safe.
Commissioner Piper says the man has only indirect ties to Minnesota, and that is a problem for former prosecutor Foley.
He's mentally ill. He's been convicted of murder. He's spent time for murder, although the time was in China. So we really don't know much about what he's like at this period of time.
Esme Murphy, WCCO 4 News.
Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer and Eric Paulson told us that they are working with the U.S. State Department to come up with a solution to block the man from coming to Minnesota as soon as Monday.